Hi YouTube, this is Red Fox. Recently I've been having trouble making much progress painting miniature models. And why is this, you may ask? Recently I was browsing the internet for content related to Mantic Games miniature models, so I stumbled across this blog by a writer named Guy Halley. I'll put a link to his blog in the video description, but my search engine found Guy Halley's blog because he sometimes writes content for the Mantic Journal. He helps them invent their fluff. His blog's interesting to follow because he's an excellent writer and he often discusses miniature wargaming. On Guy Halley's blog, I found a link to a free novella that he wrote. I'll include a link to the free novella in the video description. So, on a whim, I downloaded this Kindle ebook of the novella. It's titled The Nemesis Worm. And I did this mostly to try out my little free Kindle app that I got on my iPhone I've just recently bought. I did not expect to be interested in the story. I just wanted something to test and explore the features of the iPhone Kindle app. But I was surprised. I was fascinated by the story and the science fiction setting of this book. I ended up actually reading the entire novella, and then I was so fascinated by the characters and the story that I needed more. I went and bought Reality 36. The Kindle ebook is available on Amazon for $4.79 American dollars, $4.79. This is a full-size novel by Guy Halley featuring the same protagonists that are in the Nemesis Worm. I'll put a link for Reality 36 in the video description. I just finished reading this novel and I was totally fascinated. I haven't made any progress with the miniature painting at all ever since I first started with the Nemesis Worm. I've just yesterday read the last chapter of Reality 36. I was so impressed with this book that I've been looking for other novels by the same author. I haven't found any yet, but he is in the process of writing more. You can check his blog for titles of books that are in the works. So, Reality 36 is a science fiction story set in a futuristic world. It's kind of difficult to categorize this book in terms of a genre. The first label that comes to mind is cyberpunk. The science fiction universe is reminiscent of William Gibson's Neuromancer. If you've ever been fortunate enough to read Neuromancer, then you will get some idea of what Reality 36 is like. They have something like the internet, but it's rather enhanced and upgraded. They call their futuristic internet the Grid. One of the protagonist heroes is a cyborg. Otto Klein is a German cyborg who has had his cybernetics implanted by the European government. He worked a while for the army, then he became a private investigator with his partner Richards. And Richards is an artificial intelligence. He's this super intelligent electronic mind that lives on the grid. Richards can take control and possession of practically any electronic device connected to the grid. He owns a number of robotic androids that he manipulates to interact with the physical world. Richard is a detective and he has experience working in law enforcement. Richard has no interest in sex, although he sometimes pretends such an interest. Richard does like alcohol, whether it's in electronic form on the grid or drinking with one of his androids in the physical world. The plot of the book begins when Richard is persuaded to investigate a murder. This is why I say the book doesn't fit neatly into any genre. We have this cyberpunk future setting, but the story itself is more like a murder mystery than it is anything else. An important person dies and Richard is manipulated into contracting his security firm to investigate this murder. Then, as the investigation proceeds, perilous situations arise for both Otto Klein and Richards. A conspiracy is uncovered and the truth turns out to be much more complicated than expected. I found myself empathizing with the heroes in this book because although they are tremendously capable, they also have flaws. Otto Klein's cybernetic parts are old and they're perpetually getting damaged in combat. Years ago, Otto's wife died unexpectedly for reasons that aren't completely explained, but every year on the anniversary of his past marriage, Otto drinks himself into a stupor. And when you are a cyborg with built-in health tech, you have to drink many, many gallons of alcohol to achieve the desired effect. Also, Otto has an aggressive personality. Often his partner Richards will become concerned that he is going to kill some villain that they actually really need to keep alive for his information. Like Otto, Richards is also fond of alcohol. In one scene, Richards is persuaded by an attractive female artificial intelligence to drink heavily. This happens in the midst of an investigation, and Richard loses track of a suspect as a result. Although capable in combat, Richards detests killing of any intelligent life. He avoids violence whenever possible. There are quite a few more characters than these two, and they're all different and interesting. As the story progresses, you learn more and more about the workings of this futuristic world. You continue to meet new characters. At various points in the story, you learn about past experiences that have shaped Otto and Richards into the people they are today. I found the whole book to be fascinating, and I wholeheartedly recommend it to anyone with an interest in cyberpunk science fiction or murder mysteries. At the end of this video, I'm going to put a picture of the cover of this novel. Alright, that's it.